how's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel with some more Arsenal transfer news, transfer updates, discussions and opinions. And today, quite interesting episode, I'm not gonna lie. Again, just like yesterday, we are staying as far as possible from Onana, from Fofana, kinda, although we talked about yesterday a bit about Fofana, of course. We're staying away from other players we have been linked quite heavily, but there are some new links, there are some disappointing news, and it's not looking pretty in a way, if you think about it long term, of course. But about all that in a second. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and let's get into it. And we're kicking things off with Kieran Tierney, who got injured yesterday in the 1-1 game against Switzerland. He got carried off on a stretcher, as you can see. It's another calf injury, hamstring injury, sorry, it's another hamstring injury. So it's not looking too good for him. It's not looking good for Arsenal in that instance as well, because to sign players, to have money, obviously what we need to do is to sell players. One of the main players on the list is Kieran Tierney. During summer himself, he said he doesn't want to come back to Arsenal, he would rather stay at Sociedad, and obviously by the looks of things he's not in Mikel Arteta's plans, and he is very, very open to selling him. We haven't had many concrete rumors about him leaving, unfortunately, but at the same time, he's a great left back. I'm not gonna lie, he's a very, very good left back, old school defensive left back, who has decent pace, decent shot on him, who can cross the ball and everything. However, he has one of the biggest flaws that any player can have. It is injuries. He's very injury prone. Although, to be honest, due to injuries, he's missed the same amount of games as Zinchenko has for Arsenal, so weigh that up as you want. But yeah, he got carried off on a stretcher yesterday, he's injured, and now the question is, how long it will take for him to recover? And will Arsenal be able to sell him? Because, let's be real, who wants to buy an injured player? Who wants to buy an injured player? Already Arsenal were asking about 10-15 million maximum for him, so that's already a laughable amount, let's be real. For the quality that Tierney possesses, he should be 20-25 million left back minimum, but the injuries kinda make many people wonder, many agents, many teams make to wonder, raise their eyebrows, and just think, nah, I'm not gonna risk that. So it is what it is. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he does good. He gets a speedy recovery. I was actually one of those people who actually want Tierney to stay. I sell Zinchenko and I want Tierney to stay, but hey ho, here we are. It is what it is. But the bottom line is, he got injured, and it's gonna damage his career, it's gonna damage his development still, because he's still not that old, he still can grow and develop his game. It's gonna damage Arsenal's transfer plans, because he was one of the main guys to be sold. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll have to see how this develops, and it'll be very interesting if Edu manages to sell an injured player. Moving things on to William Saliba. Overall, since yesterday till today, we have 3 of our players injured, and here it is, second one. William Saliba misses France training with muscular issue. This is not a good thing, because this is one of my biggest issues, that our team is so, well, our starting 11 is so good that our bench is actually very trash. It's basically comparing apples to oranges. It's like if you put your scale, right? It is like that, straight up. If you say, let's just say, cream rises on top, our starting 11 is the cream, genuinely. Our bench is the leftovers from coffee that sits at the bottom of your coffee mug. So yeah, our starting 11 is just irreplaceable in a way, unless you sign big players. And the thing is, they play every single game, every single minute. William Saliba was the only Arsenal player who played every single Premier League game from one bell till the other, from start till finish. He was one of those players who played the most amount of games for Arsenal, without being substituted, without any issues, more or less. So it is what it is at the end of the day, but that's the biggest thing. There are more and more games being somehow shoved into the schedule and the calendar year. We used to have some games here, we used to have the league, cups, Champions League, and odd games here or there internationally, right? Right, it was some time ago, but it was. These days, you have friendlies, you have Premier, obviously, league, cups, international qualifiers, international friendlies, internationals in general. Somehow random things still happen mid-season, And if you don't have deep enough bench, you basically risk every single player of your team getting injured. And that is the biggest thing for me. Because the biggest reason why I hate international breaks is that football is dead, first of all. And second of all is the injuries. Because 90% of the time, someone goes out on international duty and comes back injured. And it's again, St. Tierney. Here it is William Saliba. We're going to talk about someone else in a second. But again, he gets overplayed so much that I knew that it's going to be an issue. Mostly because throughout the whole damn season, we didn't get many injuries. Partey was injured throughout the whole season pretty much. Timber got injured, ACL, it is different. Tommy also had a knock, Martinelli had here or there, but the rest of our main guys, well, Jesus, hey. But the rest of our main guys, Havertz wasn't main guys when I say that. Havertz wasn't injured, Odegaard wasn't injured, Saka was good, well, he played into injury, but still, he was good, he played. Declan Rice didn't get injured, Ben White didn't get injured, Gabriel didn't injure himself, Saliba didn't get injured, so they got overplayed, until at some point, our luck had to run out. Genuinely. And I don't know if it's gonna be next season or season after that, but the fact that it feels like you play about what? You play about 80 games a year, you have 365 days in a year, right? So basically, if you play about 80 games a year, well, 70, let's just say 70 for the sake of an argument, nearly 70 games a year, you'll play every 5th day of the year on average. Every 5th day, pretty much. And that is not good enough. If you don't have proper backups, you are screwed instantly. And we saw United getting ridiculed with injuries, Chelsea getting ridiculed with injuries, Newcastle getting destroyed by injuries this season. But Arsenal sailed into the sunset with no injuries. And that will somehow at some point come to bite us in the ass. And I can see that happening next season. Because our main guys, most of our main guys, are one of the main guys in their international teams, which, rightly so, one of the biggest clubs has to have some of the biggest players. But again, that means they're gonna play in the cups, in the league, in the national games for their country, which means if they're gonna pile up, or sooner rather than later, everything will give up. And now Saliba has missed the training as well with that. It's sad to see, wishing him a speedy recovery. I haven't had how serious it is. If you know, let me know that down in comments below. But another player is injured here. And again, we move on to Gabriel Martinelli, who got injured in the Brazil training. By the way, I'm watching at the moment Euros as well simultaneously on different screen. It's 1-1 England versus Denmark, by the way. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's never coming home. Definitely under Southgate, it's never coming home. Let's just get that clear. But yeah, Gabriel Martinelli suffers injury in Brazil training ahead of Copa America. Basically, Martinelli got injured. Here is the video. I'm not gonna play it just due to copyright reasons, just in case I get a strike or something weird like that. But basically, they were running drills, were crossing the balls, Martinelli went for the ball, and Militao from Real Madrid went in a bit of a harsh tackle. Martinelli landed awkwardly, and he didn't get up. He was in pain, he stood on the ground, and Gabriel, our Gabriel by the way, big up, instantly rushed to him and called for the medics. The medics helped him get off the pitch afterwards where he was treated, and we will have to wait and see what's gonna happen with that. I haven't had anything yet, again, just like with Saliba. If you know, come on, let me know down in comments below. But again, you could say, a freak issue. It happens, right? It does. But at the same time, if the player isn't overplayed, your muscles and everything don't have as big of a fatigue. They are much stronger and they have much more solidity to keep you up. And if you overstrain them, overstress them, they have very big tendencies to get weaker. So maybe a random shove, legitimately just a shove, and you putting your leg 1 degree in the wrong direction instantly can make you out for 2-3 weeks. And that is the biggest issue here. But yeah, Martinelli again suffers an injury in Brazil training. We will see how this goes. But if you think about it, 2 of our main guys instantly injured already. Gabriel just came back from injury. Not long one, but he just came back. Martinelli just got into one. It's not a good look. That was generally not a good look. Okay, now we are getting into spicy bits. According to Sports Witness and some other reports, Viktor Gyokeres Sporting Lisbon, massive amount of goals, very close to signing him. 43 goals. Only financial details holding the deal up. Claim comes from specialist Sporting Lisbon themselves. News sources waiting to see if it spreads in Portugal. Now, claim comes from a specialist Sporting CP news source. Basically, it comes from Sporting in a way, waiting to see if it spreads in Portugal. That statement sounds hella weird and like hell of a cap and a hell of a lie. I'm not gonna lie, but if this is true, this is sending at least 65% of Arsenal fan base in overdrive with emotions. Because most of Arsenal fans that I know, personally, I see on my Twitter page, X page and everything, I watch on YouTube, on podcasts, on videos, say they want either Isak or Gyokeres. And it looks like Arsenal are kind of going for Gyokeres in silence, because we were linked with Gyokeres a few weeks ago, and then it went silent because there was Sheshko, there was other links and everything, and it just piled up and just Gyokeres was in the background. But today, the news dropped that Arsenal are close. From out of nowhere, and Arsenal are working allegedly in silence, and I like that about Arsenal in a way, but at the same time we have to talk about rumors just to see the overall picture who Arsenal actually might sign or not. But it's a fun thing basically to talk about transfers, let's just be real. Overstress ourselves every single year, every single window, yeah, it's fun, I'm not gonna lie. Almost having to take nerve medicine and everything every single time we are linked with someone, having an asthma attack, having a heart attack pretty much every time we are linked with someone big. It's fun, right? It is fun, especially as an Arsenal fan. But yeah, Gyokeres to Arsenal definitely might be happening. I'm not saying it might be happening, I can't say definitely. But links are there. Let's see if there is some background to it. Let's marinate it for a few days and see how this goes. Because Arsenal wanted to have some of their main signings done by end of June. And Arsenal had this first one done by Euros. I assume that was Benjamin Šeško. Now they switched attention to by the end of June, which could be Gyokeres. At the same time, it again contradicts the reports we read yesterday and days before, where Arsenal, when they didn't get Šeško, they said they're switching their attention to midfield. It might have been a rumor just to throw everyone off and nobody just forgets about certain players. It might be, not gonna lie, it might be. At the same time, this Gyokeres piece might be the same thing, just a piece, so nobody sees who in the midfield department Arsenal are going actually after. So we'll have to wait and see, have to follow that a bit closely and see where this leads. But you, in the comments below, let me know, would you take Gyokeres at Arsenal? Moving on to a bit different type of news. Borussia Dortmund have just made an official move to sign a Euro 2024 star who's already agreed to join Arsenal. Now, if you know, you know, we here are talking about Viktor Kadioglu. A left back, right wing, center mid, he can play everywhere. Arsenal obviously are in the need for a left back, and Kadioglu was one of the main options. Before Euros, there were rumors and reports that Arsenal submitted a bid and it got rejected. Whether it was true or not, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna make it as I know everything. I genuinely don't. But it looks like Borussia Dortmund are trying to kind of get the deal done before Arsenal can get in for him, because obviously he's in Euros. And he's a bit busy and he doesn't want to focus on transfers at the moment. His whole focus is straight up for Turkey. So it is what it is at the moment, but Dortmund could not sign Madsen, basically. They wanted to sign Madsen, but Chelsea were demanding a very high price. Now Madsen at the moment is signing for Aston Villa as reported today, which at the end of the day means that they need a left back again. And it looks like Ferdi Kadioglu could be the main guy for them. Now, Borussia versus Arsenal is a very interesting one. How this will pan out, we will have to wait and see. But the fact that there are big clubs in for him just shows that there is a good talent in there. For Arsenal, let's be real, getting a proper left back is a desperate need. I'm not gonna cap, not gonna lie, and I don't care what anyone says. For me, left back is one of the places we need to strengthen the most at the moment. So we'll see how this goes. And yes, Timber could try and play left back, but he's not proper left back. He actually prefers to play at right center back. That means again where Ben White would play and everything. It will remains to be seen how this goes. But even as a backup, to play about 30 games out of the 50 to 60 games we're gonna play for the season, Kadioglu, he's gonna start in cups for sure. So lower sides. Who knows what will happen with injuries, because we got card free last season. I can guarantee you this season it will be a whole different story. I can tell you that much, because we were very injury prone in Wenger era, and it kind of shifted slowly away until Mikel Arteta came in. Tierney was the only injury prone one. Now again we are starting to get the injuries, and I definitely believe that last season was a blip in all this. We kind of got lucky with them. I definitely believe that next season, as much as I hate to say it, there will be more injuries. But Kadioglu, Borussia Dortmund versus Arsenal. Let's battle it out. And the last one for today is kind of like music to my ears. Arsenal prepare midfield package. Basically, what it says here is that Arsenal are preparing player plus cash deal to offer Newcastle for midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. Basically, what it means is that, what this article says, is that due to FFP and PSR, Newcastle need to sell. Most likely. Well, at least someone for big money. And obviously, Bruno Guimaraes has been linked with Man City, mostly. But it looks like Man City's interest has cooled down a bit in this instance. Now, Arsenal are willing to offer player plus cash deal. And Arsenal 100% will include in that deal, I would believe, that Aaron Ramsdale. Now, whether it's going to happen or not remains to be seen. Whether it's in general, it's any truth to that also remains to be seen. But Arsenal are going for some big players. One thing though in all of this, as long as I've known Mikel Arteta, at least as an Arsenal manager, he has never struck me as a guy who will go after a player who makes a mockery out of Arsenal. And we all know that Bruno Guimaraes did that. We saw how Vlahovic treated us, and that's why we are not going for Vlahovic. We saw how Bruno Guimaraes treated us when he signed for Newcastle. So there is a big thing. Will Arteta swallow his ego and go for a world level player? Or is this just a rumor? And again, Arsenal will not go after him. That's the biggest thing, because if I was Arsenal, let's just say I'm Arsenal. I need to sign I want to sign a proper midfielder, right? Next to Declan Rice. I am pushing my ego, everything aside, and I'm going after Bruno if he's available. I don't care what he has done. We can squash differences, talk it all out, handshakes, drink milkshakes, beers, whatever you want, and talk it all out. Because at the end of the day, this is about football, winning trophies, and playing in Champions League and being one of the best in the world. And Newcastle at the moment cannot provide that. Arsenal definitely can. Who knows what Newcastle will do next year? But there's guarantee that Arsenal will go for title once again. Now Bruno Guimaraes definitely wants that. He wants Champions League football, and next to Declan Rice, he would look fantastically well. And let me know down in comments below this player plus cash deal. Who do you think is the player Arsenal will try to include there? Because only a few players that have value for us is Ramsdale, you could argue Zinchenko, Emil Smith-Rowe, and that's about it. I'm not gonna lie, so let me know down in comments below, what do you think? Anyhow, those are the transfer rumors for me for you today. Let me know down in comments what you think, how you feel about them. Definitely comment on the injury issues at the moment that has struck some Arsenal players. Bruno Guimaraes, thoughts about this piece on Gyokeres, will he actually sign? Is just a rumor, a yellow pages story, or is there some concrete evidence? Because as I'm recording this, there is none. There's just this article, there are some more articles that kind of support this article in a way. It will remain to see what happens tomorrow with it. So let me know down in comments what you think. Take care, enjoy football. England playing Denmark at the moment, it's still 1-1. In the evening there's a massive game, Spain versus Italy. That will be a blast, of course. Take care and see you all tomorrow. Peace.